This is a video tutorial for SP7b, Gravity and Orbits. This topic is for triple students only. Now in today's video we're going to look at why gravity is different on different bodies of the solar system. So why is it different on the Earth compared to Jupiter or the Moon? What different types of orbits are there? So can things orbit in different shapes? And why does the speed of a satellite affect the radius of its orbit? To look at how quickly something moves relates to the radius in which it's orbiting around, say, Earth. So we're going to start by just doing a little recap over some Key Stage 3 work. You should already know the definition of mass and weight, and you should know about how they are different. But just a little recap, mass is the amount of matter in an object. So it's how much matter or stuff an object is made up of. Weight, on the other hand, is the vertical force exerted on a mass in a gravitational field. So that's just how much you're being pulled down by gravity. Mass we measure in kilograms, weight as its force we measure in newtons. Now you should know the equation for weight. You should have done this in Key Stage 3. I'm just going to go over it again if you need it for GCSE as well. Weight is equal to mass times by what's called the gravitational field strength. And this just tells you how hard gravity is pulling on an object, depending on the planet. So W equals mg. And I say weight is measured in newtons and mass is measured in kilograms. You need to know this equation. They can ask questions on it in your exam. Okay, so here are some practice questions for you to try. I'd like you to find the weight of a 60 kilogram person on the following celestial bodies. So we have the Moon, we have Mars, we have Ceres, which is a asteroid, the Sun, and the Earth. So I've given you the mass of the body, the gravitational field strength, the mass of the person. I would like you to find their weight. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so hopefully you should have got these answers here. So for the Moon, the 60 kilogram person has a weight of 97.2 newtons. On Mars, 222.6 newtons. On Ceres, 16.8 newtons. On the Sun, 16,422 newtons. And on Earth, 588.6 newtons. Now, something else you may notice from this slide is that the mass of the body directly relates to the gravitational field strength. So the largest number here, the largest mass, is the Sun, and that also has the largest gravitational field strength. So the larger or the more massive the object is in space, the harder the gravitational pull is from that object. So the more that you're going to weigh. So you weigh less on the Moon than you would on Earth. You weigh less on Earth than you would, say, on the Sun. Okay, we're going to move on to look at the different orbit types a satellite can be placed in above the Earth. And there are many different types orbits that we can put satellites in, depending on their use and depending on what properties they want that orbit to have. Here we have a diagram that shows the three most popular types of orbit for commercial use. So we have low Earth orbit. This is satellites that orbit very, very close to the Earth, only 180 to 2,000 kilometers away from the surface. We have mid-Earth orbit, which is anywhere from 2,000 to nearly 36,000 kilometers, and anything above 36,000 kilometers is what's called high Earth or geosynchronous orbit. Now, geosynchronous orbit is orbits where the satellite always remains on the same place above the Earth, and as the Earth rotates, the satellite rotates with it, always staying on the same place above the Earth. And to put this into context, all the way out here, nearly 400,000 kilometers away, we have the lunar orbit, and this is the orbit that the Moon has around the Earth. Now, another type of orbit is a polar orbit. So this is an example of a low Earth orbit, but one where rather than going, say, around the equator or diagonally, it goes directly over the poles. And if I just play this video again, you can see that eventually it will pass over all points around the Earth. as it goes round the poles, the Earth is rotating, and it will sweep a path over the entire planet. The next type of orbit we want to look at is what's called a highly elliptical orbit, and these maximise the time that a satellite spends over one hemisphere of the Earth. So, for example, this satellite here, over its 12-hour orbital period, it spends most of its time in the northern hemisphere or above the northern hemisphere, and only roughly half an hour to an hour in the southern hemisphere. And this maximises the time if you want your satellite to be over a particular country. So if you want to have a communication satellite for one specific country, you can put these into these highly elliptical orbits, and that will fulfill that purpose. Okay, now we're going to start to look at orbits around the Sun rather than just orbits around planets. Planets themselves orbit in elliptical orbits, so not perfect circles, but they are slightly closer at one side than they are on the other. Comets that don't travel too far away from the Sun, so for example Halley's Comet, which has an orbital period of 76 years, these travel in parabolic orbits. And then comets that go much further out, so for example this comet with an orbital period of 17,000 years, they follow hyperbolic trajectories. And you can see some examples of that on this diagram. So let's now look at the equation that links the velocity of the orbit to the radius away from the thing that it's orbiting around. That's given by this equation here. Velocity is equal to the square root of this gravitational constant, which is 6.67 times 10 to the minus 11, times by the mass of the Earth, or the mass of the Sun if it's orbiting around the Sun, divided by the radius of the orbit of the satellite. So what I'd like to do, have a look at this equation, see what you think will happen to the velocity if you increase or decrease the radius. Pause the video, have a think. So hopefully you should think that if we increase the radius, then we're going to decrease the velocity. And if we decrease the radius, we increase the velocity. So this is saying that the closer an object is to what it's orbiting, the faster it's going to have to move. So low Earth orbits are the very, very quick ones, and high Earth orbits are the slower ones. So just to finish off, we have a quick question for you. So the ISS, the International Space Station, orbits the Earth once every 92 minutes at a speed of 76,000 meters a second. Sorry, 7,600 meters a second. The Moon orbits once a month at a speed of 1,022 meters a second. Which satellite orbits closer to the Earth? Pause the video, have a go, and then I'll go through the answer. Okay, so hopefully you said that the International Space Station orbits closer than the Moon, and we see as it has a higher velocity, we said a higher velocity means a lower orbital radius. So the ISS orbits very, very close to the Earth, whereas the Moon orbits a lot further away. And if you look at scale diagrams of the two objects, the difference in orbital distances is very, very large. Okay, that ends this tutorial on SP7b, gravity and orbits.